I read a stereotype. Now you gotta tell me if that's true. I found that Singaporeans are Olympic level complainers.
Yeah, if it's a sport, we win gold medal. We win more than one gold medal. Yes, we are. So I think I told you before, but there are only two things Singaporeans unite on. One is complaining about Singapore, and two is defending Singapore from those who complain about it. That's the only two times you see Singaporeans unite. Every time else they're disagreeing and like having some argument, but this year. So yeah, we complain a lot. And I think it's not something I realized until I got older and I traveled more.
Yeah.
Because I lived other than Korea for 4 months, I lived in, I wouldn't say live, I was studying in Australia for a year.
Okay.
So I think you get to meet different people and you realize how much more Singaporeans complain. They complain about anything. Like if the weather's too hot, I've seen people complain. Okay, the weather's always hot. People always say, "That's too hot, too hot, too hot." Global warming, ooh. And then it gets cold, like 22 degrees, and they take out the winter jackets. Oh, it's too cold, it's too cold. Like why is the weather so cold? Why is it so cold?
22 degrees is cold.
Bro, I've seen people take out their puffer jackets. And I'm like, puffer jackets? Like I don't even take that out until like I come to Korea. That's that. And then they say it's too cold. Or like the
22 is nice.
22 is
shorts
nice.
And t-shirts.
But like our norm is like 30.
Okay.
28 on a good day. So 22 is like puffer jackets. So yeah. What else have I seen people complain? I seen about people complaining about how the bus drives too slow. But if the bus drives too fast, they say, oh, it's dangerous. And I'm like, what do you want him to do? What do you want a driver to do? So they complain about everything, and I think this mindset, I think it's stereotyped to be like the younger generation complain a lot. That's the stereotype. But from what I see of everybody in Singapore, it's not just the younger generation. The older generation also complain a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it comes from for the older generation, my theory is that it's a form of expression. Because Singaporeans, or rather Asians in general, are not very good at expressing like what frustrates them or what makes them feel bad or like their moods. It's not like Western where it's more open, you can talk about it. I think mental health and stuff like this is still like very stigmatized in Asia. So what comes out as what's supposed to come out as like talking about yourself and making it feels better comes out as complaints.
Okay.
So like they'll complain about their day, like the driver drive too hard, I fell, or like something like that. And that's for what I think are like the older generation and the adults. For the younger generation, it might come. I don't hear them complain. You don't really hear them complain obviously on the street. But if you're friends with some of them, sometimes they complain about things that are like it's minor. It's really minor. And I think that comes from the fact that in general, in Singapore, I think not all. This is a very very rough. Most people, not all, are kind of either. They have like a medium socio-economic standing or like a good social, so they're kind of like well-to-do, not all. And I think we're very used to a comfortable life because in Singapore growing up, most of the time things are very, like a better word, spoon-fed to you. Yeah. Not for everyone, but for most. Yeah. So things are very spoon-fed for you. So anytime something goes off that, it's like, and then you complain about it.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, that's also a big thing, like in the US, and basically not all. That's just first world problems.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't have real problems, then you start to make problems up and get mad about whatever.
Yeah, and like, I think this thing also causes a lot of like conflict between the older generation and the younger generation. So like the older generation, let's call the younger generation 草莓族, which is Chinese for strawberry generation. You want to guess why they call it strawberry generation?
I guess it's something like snowflake.
Similar, but like if you drop strawberries, usually they bruise really easily. So when they say 草莓族, what they really mean is like we're so like easy to break. Like we're so soft. We can't take hardships. That's what they use. Cause I personally don't think it's really true, but I guess for some people it might be. And like so this. I think it comes from the fact that like, they're always like, oh, we can't take a hit. We always complain about our standing, like, oh, in the past, they like to use back in my days, I used to cross the river to go to school, climb trees, like climb a mountain or something like that. And I think that it comes from that. But then if you look at it logically and unbiasedly, actually, both generations complain a lot. And I don't know where it originated from, but that is the culture in Singapore. It's not good. It's not. I wouldn't say it's good. I wouldn't say it's exactly bad either. It's just how it is. Yeah.
Okay.